Hello YouTube and people on YouTube. Yesterday I was busy planning my vacation when all of a sudden the trailer for Duels the Planeswalkers 2013 came out. If you haven't seen that already, go check it out ASAP. I'll still be here when you come back, no worries. Um, so obviously I want to be talking about that, but also Frizzy and Laser Orin also made a video about that, so I won't be talking about everything in the trailer because they already did. I'm just gonna talk about a few things that I noticed that maybe they didn't mention, or the rest, basically. So since I'm going on vacation soon, I don't have the time to make a really big video with all the cards showing up on screen and all that. So instead, you're gonna watch me playing Duels of Planeswalkers 2012. Yeah. So what I want to talk about first of all is when you look at the deck editor, you can see 99 cards in the deck, and there's still 14 unlocked ones which aren't in the deck yet. So, wow, that's a lot of cards. That means that at launch there's gonna be 20 more cards in it than we have now with the expansion out in every deck. So, yeah, that's wow, and that's not even lands. Like that's just the extra cards, you know. So that's a lot. That's very good news. A lot of deck editing happiness is gonna happen there. So yeah, and it also teaches us, since there's 37 lands in there, this also teaches us first of all that the newest game's land count works the same as in 2012. Every 2 cards is one more land. That means that the 61 card strategy that some people have been employing is still going to work the same as well. And also the new mono green deck still has the same mana base as Apex Predators in comparison. So it's still going to be about as slow as Apex Predators was. Although it's looking a lot better though. Uh, anyway, so it's not going to be like an aggro deck or anything. And lastly, there's probably no land editing in the deck because, well, so alright, second thing I want to talk about is the decks we can see in the video. There's 2 red decks. One has the Siege Gang Commander, and the statistics and everything point out that it's probably going to be a Goblins deck, so that's going to be very cool. The other deck is called Born of Flame, and it's got Chandra's Phoenix, and I assume Dragon Mage in it, and also probably Magma Phoenix. So yeah, this is probably going to be a burn deck, but it's going to be one that is built around the late game. So you're going to be using your burn spells to survive, and then your late game creatures are going to finish off the opponent. So it's more a control deck. The Chandra's deck in 2012 is a bit in between, but this new deck is certainly looking like it's all about the late game. So there's going to be less situations where you are just going to throw all your burn cards at the opponent's at the other player, and instead you're just going to use them to control him, and then in late game maybe throw 1 burn card at their head and win the game that way. And the reason I say this is because of the statistics that you can see on the deck, as well as the inclusion of Dragon Mage and Magma Phoenix, which are pretty late game cards. So yeah. And also, this way we don't have 2 red aggro decks. We have 1 red control deck and 1 red aggro deck. There's also 2 blue decks, which we don't know much about. So yeah, 2 red decks, 2 blue decks. There's also 1 green deck, which you can see. And by the way, this one looks really good. There's Hunger of the Howl Pack, Primeval Titan, Rampaging Baloths, 2 Primal Bellows, an Emerald Medallion, Ulvenwald Tracker, and a full suit of Garruk's Companion. That's 4 of them. That's pretty good. I can already tell that it's going to be way better than Apex Predators, and it's probably also better than Forest Fury, and maybe even better than the old mono green deck in Duels 2009. So that, yeah, that's exciting. I always like playing good green decks rather than that bad green deck that the opponent on the video right now is playing in 2012. Anyway, Um, so that's two red decks, two blue decks, one green deck. There's also one white deck that probably has a lot of life gain since the player is on 34 life and it's the Planeswalker is Ajani, so we're expecting life gain there. There's one black deck which has zombies, and the Planeswalker is Liliana, so we might be able to expect a discard. 2009, 2012 both had Liliana, and both in both Liliana's deck was the discard deck. So yeah. Then there's one deck that is black and white, so that's the first dual color deck we can actually see. Um, this one has a card with hybrid mana in it, so yeah. Uh, hey, hybrid mana confirmed, it seems. Yay! Then there's also Nicol Bolas's deck, which is probably AI only, since he's the boss of the game, and he did seem to have some pretty powerful cards there as well. It's blue, black, and red, and that artifact that looks like a land, which was Frizzy was talking about. Um, that's probably a Mox Jet. I know this because in Karn in 2012 also had Mox Sapphires, and they looked pretty similar to this Mox Jet. They also looked a lot like a land. So yeah, that's probably Mox Jet right there. And makes sense, he's the boss enemy, so he has a power 9 card in his deck. Yeah. Um, anyway, that's 9 decks, one of which we probably can't count, since it's the boss deck. So we're looking for 2 more decks if we want to have 10 of them. Well, there's one deck that we can sort of see behind Chase's deck in the deck selection screen, which is a white box, as box art. But we can't see the mana symbol, so it could just be another mono white deck, or it could be an artifact deck maybe, or red, blue, green maybe. I have no idea. Um, although I don't expect red, blue, green to have a white-looking box set, or maybe it's a 5-color deck, but I'd expect a lot of colors to be on the deck there. But you know, so I think it's probably like another white deck or an artifact deck, most likely. Um, would be cool if it was a 5-color deck though. Yay! Um, but hopefully those are going to be in the expansion. And there's one more deck which is probably going to be elves, since there's also goblins in. So I expect there to be elves. Elves was in the previous 2 games as well. So yeah, green, that could be mono green or green black. I expect. If it's green black, then the other deck is probably mono white. That makes a lot of sense, because then there's every color is used, what, 3 times? No, wait. Red, blue, and green would be used 2 times, and then black would be used. Yeah. Then black would be used 3 times, and white would be used 3 times as mana. So that kind of makes sense. But if it's just a mono green deck, then I guess the other deck could be the 5-color deck, and then every color would be used the same amount of times. So that's why I say it might be a 5-color deck. Something else I wanted to mention: the AI is looking really good for that. So I'm very happy about that, because I always thought that the 2012 UI looked not as good as the 2009 UI. But this UI is looking a lot more like 2009 UI again, and it looks a lot more slick and a lot more fun, And of course the deck statistic stuff and all that is looking really good. Deck manager looks really good. You can see the statistics for creatures and spells is up on the top. You don't have to press another button to see it anymore. You can just look at it. So yeah, very useful stuff, and it's just looking better. Hopefully the sound is going to be better as well, because the 2009 sound was also better than 2012 sound, so hopefully we can go back to those standards. Of course, since there's just music on the trailer, there's no way of knowing that, but here's to hoping, right guys? Um, Oh, something else I wanted to mention. If you're looking for, if you want to know when the game is probably going to come out, then you should probably pay attention on the 5th to the 7th of June, because that's when E3 is, and that's probably when they're going to tell us the release date for the game. So yeah, if you were wondering about that, might be useful to know. I think they told us the release date for 2012 on during E3 as well. So yeah, that's a date I would look forward to. And it's probably gonna be released shortly after that. Um, so hey, mid mid June is what I would expect. Maybe a little bit earlier even. Other than that, yeah, I'm typing in the chat since I couldn't be talking to you during the. Uh, anyway, that's all I wanted to really say about the trailer right now. That's all I've written down. So I guess I can talk about the gameplay. He's got me here, by the way. This curfew is a really good move of his, because now I have to bounce 2 guys back to my hand and I lose initiative, and all I've got on the table right now is a 1-1. But I still do have these two Ether adepts in my hand. So the best way of going about it right now is just not play a dude. And because if I play a dude now, then I can't counterspell whatever he does in his turn. So I have to pass the turn to him, so that I can still counterspell in case he has bribery or something really big. He probably wanted me to tap out there, and I'm not gonna do it. So instead of playing something interesting, he's playing a card draw, because he knows I have that counterspell. So yeah, this is a good opponent. He's playing it really well. I think I made one mistake earlier in the game, where I bounced this guy with his illusion before I attacked with my Krovikan Mist, so that my Krovikan Mist dealt 1 less damage than it should have. So that was my mistake. But other than that, I don't think either of us have made a mistake in this game. So right now I've got 4 power on the field. He's dead in 3 turns, and probably 2 turns, since he should be expecting another illusion to pop out any moment now. Which makes my illusion bigger. Actually, he just put himself on a 2-turn clock right now, and let's see what happens. Oh wait, I've drawn Time Warp. Oops, I win, I guess. Since I have 7 mana, yeah, there we go. I'm playing the Time Warp, GG. And here's the counterspell, here's the cancel, and there's the counterspell, and that ends the game. Thanks to him playing the illusion there. So I don't know what he was thinking about the illusion, but he probably did have a plan, but I just wrecked him with Time Warp, so I guess we'll never know what that plan was. But yeah, that's the game. And I guess yeah. Alright, well I'm gonna say goodbye here for now for this video. My name has been Nemo. My name will still be Nemo next time. And I'll be on vacation for a week, so next time is probably gonna be in a week's time. I did send another video to Laser though, so I guess it depends on when that gets uploaded on Duels community. But other than that, I will see you guys in a week. So bye bye.